Sharon cannot join today. Let's see that Kiran is joining in 10 minutes. Alright, not an issue. So guys, any questions so far? Whatever you have discussed in few sessions. Any questions, guys? Perfect. Right. All right. Now let me come to the. So today's we are talking about talking a new chapter, which is Azure Active Directory. So we are basically focusing on two parts. One is Azure AD. All right. In Azure AD, we will look for what is tenant. Right. What is tenant and how the subscription. What are the roles in the tenants, right? And how the subscriptions attached to the tenants. What's the role of a tenant? Then we will also look for the custom domain. Meanwhile, I'll just have it one more that here I'll be covering up that users and groups. Right. So this is a couple of things we are looking today, and along with Azure Active Directory, we are looking a parallel topic or which is a related topic. We call it RBAC. RBAC, role-based access control. So whatever users we have created here, what should be they have a role on Azure. So there will be we are covering called management group. Right? It is not a big topic. Management group is a very simple topic. It is not such a complicated. And also we are covering here that what we call it roles. Here also roles. This is also roles, but this roles and Azure Active Directory roles are different. And we'll look for a little bit about the custom roles. Right, custom roles. So this is what we have a target for upcoming sessions. Hopefully we can do it today or tomorrow. If it's not possible, we'll take another sessions for it. Right. And along with that, we'll be covering one more topic. It is actually advanced topic, but I just wanted to cover it because it might come in examination, which is called manage identity. Manage identity. In the manage identity, we'll see that system identity and user identity. Also, we'll just add it here, role groups and service principal. Service principal. Alright, one more thing I need to correct. Let me check it out. Manage identity, service principal, custom domain. Okay, here what we can cover here is called in the security, and the security topic will be making conditional access. Okay. Yep. And I think we can simply cover up domain and company branding. Company branding. Also, yeah, and what else? In the tenant, I will cover it here. Licenses. Alright. So this is, I believe, this is sufficient topic as per the Microsoft AC104. I think I have added more than that, which is required. So let's focus on that. What is Microsoft says regarding this AC104? What we are right now targeting? Is it any topics is we left out or? Alright, in the Active Directory, they wanted to teach us a user in groups, creating administrative units. Okay, that's a part of the roles. You manage users and group properties. That's absolutely fine. That's a device setting. Okay, bulk users updates, all related to users, guest users. This is what I can add it here. What is a guest user? User and in fact, actually, it will come the local user and guest user. That's okay. And domain join. Yes, this one is important one. Domain join. Self password reset. This is a small topic. We can cover it. That's not a big deal. RBAC. We are going to cover the RBAC and role assignments, different scopes, and interrupt the access assignments. Okay, this is what is there. And this is a complete new topic called policies, logs, tags. Time permits, we can cover it that one, but I don't think so that we can take it in next sessions. So this is the target for a couple of days, might be 2 or 3 days. We are covering all these topics. Okay, they haven't mentioned manage identity. So let me see that manage identity, service principal, apps, Azure app service. Just go to the identity. Group permission after directory is a part. Perfect. I hope so. I'm targeting right now. Today is 23rd and we are targeting till the 30th. We have pending a topic which is this identity governance, which we're going to cover. Active Directory, role-based access, and subscription governance. This is a one-day topic only. This won't take time. Storage we already have covered. SAS key, identity, manage access key, authorization is all the storage account we have already covered. Then we have covered compute power. We have pending with compute is that app service. That did I take a app service? Web app, PaaS service? I think no. Alright, I'll take this one also. And containerization basic concept I'll cover up because it's required a Docker and Kubernetes background. If you don't know, so it will really difficult to understand. So the pending topic is the app service, manage identity, and finally important one is that monitoring. Monitoring and backups we already have done. Backup resources we already have done. So finally is important of monitoring, how to take a monitoring. So I believe that for till the next week in the 30th of the November, we'll finish it up the all entire syllabus. In fact, I'll try to cover it by Friday itself, and couple of more days we'll keep it for just for in case you have a doubt. All right. So let me remove this one manage identity because okay, I'll just keep it. I'll just keep a concept. I'll not go demonstrate on that, but I'll just keep it here. So what is tenant? Anyone knows that? What is tenant? Did you know that? What is tenant? Anyone? Yep, correct. Hi, Kiran. We haven't started. We are just discussing what are topics we're going to cover for few upcoming few days. Anyone knows that? What is tenant, guys? App Insight? Sure, not an issue. App Insight is not a big topic. It's a small. All right. Mahesh says that all subscription in one place. Okay, nice early approach, but it's not complete definition. It's a partial definition. You can simply say that. All right. So tenant and subscription are to do two different things. Tenant and subscription are two different things. So let's say that you are working in big organization, okay, and in the big organization you are working for finance team, or might be Kiran is working for IT department, or might be Tehseen is working uh, for the billing department, right? Or might be HR department, right? So we have a different departments, and all departments have a budgets. All department have all department have a limit to expend the amount, or expend on the employees, hiring the employees. All right. So those are you can consider as a subscription. So department you can consider as a subscription. Not exactly always, but I just giving example. All right. Those are my subscriptions. So this will be HR, number of HR we are hiring here, number of spending HR do that. Might be in some parties, or some might be maintaining the colleagues, or maintaining new employee joining, whatever policies they made it. So they have some expenses, they wanted to do that, and they have a budget for that, right? And they have a spending. So when we say that, okay, what is HR budget, so you can simply say that, okay, 10 lakhs per month, 10 lakhs per month. How much they spend, it's a budget. How much they spend on new hiring, and campus interviews, and giving welcome kit, keeping a freshers party, or might be send off parties, so resolving issues, all those things they spend approximately 9 lakh amount. So this is what they have a billing. So all this billing happen on their account. The account is nothing but a subscription, right? Account is nothing but a subscription. Here it's also something like similar IT. Here is also something like purchasing. Purchase. Purchase. Actual purchase will be not a right example, because for purchase always spend amount. So I'll just say that this will be my senior management. Right. This will be my senior management. So those are my subscription where they have a limitation on budget, and also budget after having the limitations, whatever they spend, they have to keep it record. That's called they call it spending, right? So those they have accounts, the HR account, IT account, management account, and there where they decide that how much they want to spend it, and also they decide that also they keep a track what they have spent. So those are my subscriptions. So here I can be have a subscription called my hub subscription. Here those two will be my spoke subscription. We are keeping a record how many virtual machine we are deploying, how many resources we are deploying, right? We are keeping each and everything as a record. Right? But if you want to go account office or account cabin, you have to pass through one big campus. I was talking about a big company, right? So we have a big campus. In the campus itself, they have a different buildings, different cabins, different rooms for their departments, where all the expenditures are getting stored or might be sitting there, right? So there is a big wall boundary. In this wall boundary, the people who can enter in the boundary, the person who belongs to this department, right? If you don't enter, will you able to come to this department? Definitely no, right? You have to be enter in this campus, this the red line campus, right? This red line campus. You have to enter the campus to be a part of that department, right? So before coming to department, there is a gate. There is a gate where the watchman sits, right? Or security guard sits here, and security guards will allow you if you are right person, if you are right authority, if you are right authorization, right? So there's the two terms we need to understand. One is authentication. One is authentication. Another is authorization. Another is authorization. These are two different terms generally we even use in Office. So are you when you come here, a person come here and say he shows his company badge. He shows a company badge. Let's say the company is TCS, right? He shows his company badge. I'm the TCS employee. Will the watchman stop? No. He will allow him to go inside the campus, right? If it's a valid badge, is a valid authentications to get in the compound, so he can come into TCS compound. So this is called authentication. He shows his username. Username is nothing but his photo, and his password. Password will be a iCard where he can swipe it right at the gate. So it is authentication happen. So authentication always have a two things. One will be username in general, not necessary always, but in general, there is a username, another is a password, right? So once you enter username and password, you are authenticate yourself to come inside, right? You have authenticated yourself. Now, can you go to HR office if even you belong to IT team? No. Can you go to management office or senior management office? No, you cannot go because you are the IT guy. You should go to this building only. And if you try to swipe the access at the HR gate in early morning 7 p.m. and nobody is opening a door for you, if you try to access, you will get a message called access denied, right? Even you are the TCS guy, but you cannot enter to this area, right? But you same iCard you try when you get into the IT building, you can get inside. Same persons try to get into management building, it will authentication denied or authorization denied. He is not authorized to access account team, management team. He is authorized to access only IT team. Make sense, guys? Did you understand what's the difference between authentication and authorization? Authentication can be any person who belongs to company. He can put a valid credentials. He can be he can perform his authentication. Authorization is something even you belong to that company, but something you are only allowed to use it. That is your authorized, right? In my example, in my example, I have couple of subscriptions. I have a two active subscription. Can you see that? There's a two active subscription I have. Let me create a new user. Alright. Let's say that this is my new employee joining to my company. The name is Kiran. Right? Kiran is joining to my company. He's joining to my company. I'm just noting down his username and password, or I just making his ID, right? And I'll just give a name called Kiran. First name is Kiran. I don't know your name. For surname Kiran, so I'm sorry, right? I'll generate a password for you. Show me the password. This is the password I have. Alright. Now I'm creating a user for you. Kiran user is successfully created. Right. Now let me go in incognito mode. I'll put it portal.azure.com. This is what we are doing, authentication. Right now we are at step of authentication. I'll put a username, which is my iCard, and my photo, my person, and the password. This is a password, one-time password. Definitely it will ask me to reset a password. So this is the first time, so it's asking me to reset a password. I'll tell you the reason later on, but I'm just setting up the new password. Alright, why we require to reset a password? Because this password is given by some third person who can know the password, and he has something wrong happen, you can simply claim that okay, this person who gave me the password, he knows my password. So might be he have done the wrong thing. So it's that's why generally we ask person to give your set your password when you log in first time. Right. Alright. Now can you see that Kiran at the rate summitoutlook.in, that the directory name is Linux on Azure, same directory I have here. Linux on Azure. I can show you the tenant ID where I can see the tenant ID. Here you can see the tenant ID starting with 458B1 and with something, it's long one, and with DB, right? Now if I go here on the Kiran side, don't have a directory. So here is same directory. Can you see that? 45E1 and ending with DB. Right? Kiran and me in a same tenant. Now Kiran want to stop the washing machine. He click on it and he sees nothing. Why he sees don't see anything? Kiran is the right person who is in the same tenant. He belongs to same company. If I just go and see for subscriptions, he sees nothing. There is no subscription for him, right? But I can see the subscription. Who can see? Samit can see the subscription. I can see the subscription. I can see that there is a two subscription, right? Which means Kiran is authenticate himself to get into to my tenant, but he is not authorized to see the resources. Make sense, guys? Did you understand what I'm trying to say? Kiran is authenticate himself by putting the user and password. He is authenticate. Authentication is successfully done. But the thing is that he is not authorized to see the resources. He is not authorized to see the subscription. So he cannot see any washing machine, even the subscription. Any questions, guys? Kiran, Mahesh. Kiran, if you're asking a question, I cannot hear you. I think your mic is not working. Is it my headphone? No doubt. Perfect. Perfect, guys. Tessin, are you good? Mm-hmm. We will come to that point. We'll come to the point. We just now, right now, authentication part. We are not in authorization. In authorization, there is no. We have just created a user. We have just created a user and we have created a user and password. So he can authenticate to tenant. I'll just come to the tenant part, but just wanted to show you that what is authentication, what is authorization. Then we'll come to what is tenant, what are the subscription, how they are attached to it. Okay, so there is I have created a user called Kiran, so I can create so many users. I have provided you Kiran a username password, so this is his username. Nothing but you can simply say that UPN user principal, or you can simply say the email address, whatever you feel prefer. The right word is UPN, user principal name, UPN. Some people say that email address, right? So when you enter that Gmail, come on, like this. when you see that email address. So you generally say that this is my email address. In a technical term, it is UPN, user principal name, right? But since we are use general terms, so we don't want to use a UPN. We use our email address. All right. Let's coming back to here. So this is UPN or email address I have created for the Kiran. I have given a password. Kiran have reset his password. After resetting password, he can enter to my campus, TCS campus, all right, or he can enter to my tenant, but he cannot go to my subscriptions. He cannot see. He don't have access. He don't have authorization. So in simple, tenant is a big umbrella where all subscription are lives. Make sense, guys? So let's understand tenant in Azure format. And now I come to Azure part in general. Leave the authorization authentication part in general. So let's come to Azure specific. Azure provides us a big tenant. Azure is a big tenant. Azure is a tenant, right? This is Azure tenant. In Windows Active Directory, if you are coming from the Windows background, you know that what is tenant means. So tenant means nothing but a domain name where you can create a users. If you are just coming from Windows Active Directory background, I'll just show that one. So this is a common image which I use. Yep. This is kind of image we generally use. So we have one big domain, right? In the domain we have a sometimes we have a child domain. In the child domain we have a users, objects, computers. So this is called one tenant. This blue one is called tenant. There is another tenant which is a different tenant. This is called, sometimes you call tree or sometimes you call tenant, right? But generally we call it tree, and it's a single machine, we call it domain. In the domain we have a users if you're coming from Windows background. All right, two domains become a one forest. So this is a tree, right? And when you have a multiple trees, we call it forest. This is in Windows Active Directory, not in Azure Active Directory. Not in Azure Active Directory. This is what we are using in Windows Active Directory, a Windows machine where you add a ADDS service, Active Directory service. All right. What in Azure then? In Azure, we have one big tenant. We call it Azure tenant. All right. And generally, whenever you this is called on Microsoft.com. On Microsoft.com. This is on Microsoft.com. Right. This tenant. In this tenant, there will be a subtenant. And believe me, I believe might be a lakhs of subtenants in this big tenant, right? So let's say that I have created one tenant called, I have wanted to create a tenant called Samit Corp, right? Samit Corporation, and this is what I have created tenant. And if I want to create, I want to hire a Kiran, I want to give a job to Kiran, right? So Kiran will be in my company. His role, his ID will be Kiran, right? So what could be my UPN, user principal name? So definitely start with Kiran. Where is the Kiran? Kiran is at Samit Kaur. And where is Samit Kaur? It is in a part of subdomain called on Microsoft.com. Right? So this will be my UPN by default. This is by default UPN. Can we change this, the weird name on Microsoft.com? Yes, we can change it. I'll show you later on. So if you just see that I have created one user for the Kiran. This is what I have created, right? This is Kiran at the rate Submit Outlook on Microsoft.com. Why this Submit Outlook came in the picture? Why it is not my chosen name? It is because when I creating my first tenant, I haven't thought on the tenant name. I have just went next and finish it up. So when I was trying up, I was using my email address Samid at outlook.in. Outlook.in. I was using this email address to create my tenant, first tenant, right? First time when I'm creating a tenant, so it is automatically taken as Submit Outlook on Microsoft.com. Can I create tenant after creating this tenant? Yes, I can create a multiple tenants. So how I can we create a tenant? So let's say that Kiran have created authorize himself. No, sorry, I'm authenticate himself to log in this tenant. Which tenant he's right now is in my Active Directory. Just go here, Active Directory. When he click here, he can see that his tenant ID is this, and his tenant name is this, and there's a primary domain I have set. I'll just come to that later on this part, but here's a part of this one. Can he create a new tenant? Yes, he can create a new tenant. So he can do the new tenant registration. Okay, I have removed the rights. Can I do the tenant creation? Okay, Kiran is a normal user, so I think should not have the rights, but I have given the rights. Okay, manage tenant. I will go in manage tenant and can create a new tenant. So this is Kiran is creating a new tenant. So Kiran is creating a new Azure Active Directory. His name he's keep it as or let's say that Azure Academy, and he'll check it out. Azure Academy on Microsoft.com. It is already taken by someone else. Who have taken this one? I don't know, because this is a global tenant. This is a on Microsoft.com big tenant, and this there will be lakhs of people who have created their own tenant. They have already created their own tenant name. So might be someone have taken up this one. So I just say that let's leave it Azure Academy. Can I try with Cloud Academy? It's already taken up. So can I use this one? Academy, IT Academy. No. So I just say that Samir Academy. Definitely this will be available because my name is there. It is available. Or I can try it out with Kiran Academy. Yep, Kiran Academy 100. So the ID will be Kiran Academy 100 on Microsoft.com, and his data will be get stored on country wise because they need to follow the GDPR policies. So I can say that India, I want to keep my user data in India especially. And when I click on create, it will create a new tenant. Okay. So I'll be creating a new tenant. The tenant name will be on the Kiran on Microsoft.com. Alright. So if someone's this will be created, one tenant will be get created here. This will be name will be this one. I have not created so far. Alright. And this is this tenant. This is this tenant. And let's say that I create a user here called Samit. a new employee joined here. So what could be a name for this email UPN? Submit at the rate Kiran Academy 100 on Microsoft.com. Right? This will be a name for the user. So let's do not create it. Why should we create and waste it out? I'll not create this tenant. Alright. Now Kiran is a part of my tenant. Which tenant is the Kiran is a part of that? So Kiran is a part of this tenant. Submit Outlook dot Kiran at submit Outlook on Microsoft.com. This was I created by this user, this ID first time. Now Kiran is a part of this tenant, right? Now Kiran cannot see any resources, any virtual machine. I need to give authorization. I need to give authorization. I can give authorization on subscription, resource group, or specific resource. Right? On the top of that, there will be a management group. There is a management group. Right? There is a management group, subscription, resource group, and resource, and the resource. Right? So I can give access on those things. This items is called my scope. Scope. This item is called scope. This is called UPN. This is called scope. Now, what role I have to give it? Role is also important. Whether I want to, if I choose this scope as a subscription, should I give all the rights? So he can delete all the virtual machine, he can create all the virtual machine, he can spend any amount, he can do anything, right? I just want to limit his scope. So what I can do that I can give it a scope limit by giving the RG access. So by RG access, so he can delete any virtual machine, he can create a new virtual machine, he can spend anything amount is in this RG, right? But I want to limit that also. So that is called a role. That is called a role. Make sense, guys? So role can be couple of roles I will tell you, or you can find out more roles, owner roles, contributor roles, reader roles. Right? There will be user admin role. Right? Those will be custom specific too, but these three roles will be in general roles. Right? So what exactly do that? If I give it a owner role on the resource group, he can perform anything. He's a just complete owner of resource group. If I give access of contributor, right, he can perform anything, anything except one thing. He cannot add another person. So let's see that. If I give a owner access, right, to resource group, I have given a Kiran to access. Now there is a Tehseen join here, one of a company. Tehseen joined a company. Alright. I don't want to give access to Tehseen. Tehseen is a new joinee. I just wanted to him learn a new what is in my office, right? But Kiran is go little bit ahead and he says that hey Kiran, why you wasting your time for learning things? Do the hands-on job. Let's get the access completely on this resource group. I'll give you access. I'll give you access. So who have given access? Kiran have a given access on resource group. Why Kiran can give the access? Because he's the owner of a resource group. So he can give access on resource group to Tehseen also. Whatever he feels. He can make Tehseen as a owner, he can make a Tehseen as a reader, or he can make a Tehseen as a contributor. Right? So what happened that he made a Tehseen as a contributor. Alright. Now Mahesh joined my company. Alright, Mahesh joined my company. Tehseen says that Mahesh and Tehseen are friends. Those are guys are friends. Hey, Hey Mesh, I'm learning this with help of a Kiran. Why don't you also learn with me? Mesh says, I don't have access. I cannot see what you are doing, guys. So let me give access. Then Tehseen tried to give access and he failed. He failed. Why he failed? Because he have a contributor access. So contributor access is nothing but he can do anything operation perspective. He can create a user, he can create a virtual machine, he can delete the virtual machine, he can start the virtual machine, he can stop the machine. Plus, giving someone access is become equal to owner. So owner will be can give access to someone else, but if you give if a contributor can do any actions. Make sense, guys? Did you understand what I'm trying to say? Reader can only read the things. He cannot perform any actions. Is it okay, guys? Right? Now, question comes: where to give access? So I say that you give it on the resource group, give it on management group, or maybe give it on the subscription. You can give access to anyone. So now the things need to get clear here, which is important actually. I'll not make a complete tenant. This is my tenant called Samit Outlook on Micro on MS. I just read in shortcut Microsoft.com. Right. So this is a tenant, and the user will be belongs here. The user one. Okay, so simplicity like Kiran, Mahesh, Tehsin. Right? User will belongs to here. But the subscription is kind of a department. I can have multiple subscription. So we have virtual machine here. I can have virtual machine here. This is a VM1. VM2. Just guys, there's continuously pinging message to me. Checking things in office. Okay, just a minute, guys. There is a message from office. Just give me 1 minute. Just give me 1 second, guys. Check it out. Generally, my manager don't ping in this time. He generally ping in the afternoon. Alright, so let's continue. Alright, so I have two subscriptions. This is my subscription 1 and this is my subscription 2. Alright, now Kiran, Mahesh and Tessin belongs to user here, and Kiran have authorization on subscription 1, subscription 2. He have both the place, so he can see all 3 virtual machines. But Mahesh and Tessin, they have access or authorization to only this subscription 2. So they cannot see the virtual machine 1. Make sense, guys? It's all depends on where you have access. I'm sorry, guys. The manager is asking. Perfect, perfect. Sure. I think so. I'm sorry, really sorry, guys. Generally, this time manager don't ping me. We have all the meetings in the evening, so I don't know. He's looking for the something review. Perfect, perfect. Yes. All right. He's calling me. Alright, I'm sorry, guys. Just give me 1 minute. He's not. He won't take it much time. Um, okay. What I'm saying that Tehsin Mesh cannot see the virtual machine one, right? Because he has not authorization, right? So there is a couple of roles which we define. Those are role called RBAC roles. Role-based access control. Role-based access control, right? That applies to subscription or that applies to management group, right? The scope will be for the RBAC. The scope will be for the RBAC will be RBAC have a three parts. One is that scope, roles, right, and what all, yep, and the UPN, definitely UPN, user principal, which user you want to give access. So this three makes the complete UPN. All right. So here I can find out the scopes. A UPN can be any users. A UPN can be a user. A UPN can be group. If I'm the part of the group, if I'm given access to group, so I'm the part of the group. I'll also get access, right? And the second is that service principal. Service principal. Service principal is nothing but a username and password for the application. It is not generally people log in from this. It is used for the application to authenticate any resources, right? This is a UPN. Scope could be right. Scope could be management group. What is a management group? I wanted to have multiple subscriptions. That should comes in one umbrella that is called a management group. Then a scope can be on subscription. Then scopes could be a resource group or specific resource. If you want to make it very specific, you can have a specific resource. Those could be scope. And the roles could be anything. Roles could be first role will be owner, then contributor, and reader. Then finally comes a role. Finally, roles comes final roles is based on specific roles based on the resource what you're choosing. So if you are choosing subscription, so there will be special role available for the subscription. If you are using management group, there will be specific role will be there. If you are using washing machine, the specific role washing machine contributor, washing machine admin, washing machine store. If you are using storage account, or storage account will have specific roles. So those are the call RBACs. Any questions, guys, here so far? I know we have taken a break in between, but do you have any questions? Perfect. Taisin, Mahesh, Ravindra. Perfect. Perfect. We are not talking about tenant right now. We are talking about subscriptions and the RBACs. Okay. In the tenant part, Taisin, we have different roles. We have different roles. We'll come to that point later. Tenant have different. So tenant is just to authenticate you are the right person. You are the right TCS employee entering the building premises or compound premises, right? And after that, or based on authorization, you will get access to resources. Is it what you have a question? Uh-huh. No, no. Can we have multiple tenants? Yes, we can have multiple. Can subscription be a part of the multi-tenant? No. It is hierarchies look like this. Let me go over here. I have a tenant. This is a tenant, right? Can I have multiple tenants? Yes, I can have multiple tenants, right? I'll come to that part. I just don't want to make it complicated, but I can. Well, the company can have multiple tenants. Can multiple tenants have multiple subscriptions? No. The subscription should be part of the only one tenant. It cannot be part of the two tenant. It won't work, right? It should be part of the one tenant. This is my subscription. In the subscription, if I am deploying a resource group, this is my resource group. Under resource group, I'll be having a resource. Can this resource group can be part of the multiple subscription? No, it is one-to-one mapping. Can this resource will be part of the multiple resource group? No, it will be one-to-one mapping, right? Is it clear? I'll show it here. Tenant is connected to AD. Which AD you're talking about? Windows Active Directory or Azure Active Directory? Yes, this is the AD, and yep, I can show this one. So this is a hierarchy. Can you see that? So this is a management group. Under management group, you can have multiple subscription. The multiple subscription can be part of that. So resources can be part of the only one subscription. It cannot be part of the two subscription. Same with the resources can be the part of the one resource group only. This is a generally hierarchy. On a top of that, there will be a tenant. Right? What is a tenant? You can see this one. This is my Azure Active Directory tenant. This is the right picture. This is Azure Active Directory tenant where you get authenticate yourself. Where is it username password who is trying to access the current username password is right or not. Once you authenticate, you get token, then you will land it in Azure portal, and based on your RBAC access, you will go on specific resources. Is it clear now? Yasin? Anyone else have a question? Kiran? Okay. Mahesh, are you good? I think so. All right. Okay. So far what we have seen as per this image, we have seen this part, our back one. Right? We have just seen Azure Active Directory for authenticate ourselves to find out whether is Kiran is putting the right username password or not. Samit is putting the right username password, or someone have seen that. Okay, what is Kiran email address? You've just seen that. Okay, Kiran email address is Kiran at submitoutlook on Microsoft.com. He just see that behind from the screen, behind from the Kiran back, right? And he don't know the user password. Let's say that he don't, but he sees that if he's put wrong password, definitely he'll not able to enter in Azure Active Directory. If he's not able to in the Azure Active Directory, he'll not able to see those resources. The first step, he have to authenticate himself. After authentication, based on the right authorization RBAC rules, he can see the resources and perform the actions. Alright, so we have covered this RBAC today. Let me go here on that what part we need to cover in detail. RBAC management group. The management group is nothing but this is a management group, right? I have multiple subscriptions. I want to make it proper segregation of my subscription, and I want to apply the rules. So let's say that this is a subscription production where I have a user Kiran. I rather than giving access to this three subscription, I'll give access to this management group to Kiran, and whatever subscription is there inside, he will get have the same access. That all the access will get inherited, right? Secondly, let's say that in future I add one more subscription here. So I don't need to give access to Kiran back because he have access here. So due new subscription which is get added in this management group and the resources which will get deployed, all will be get inherited access. Make sense? So this is a my management group. It is kind of a resource group for your subscription, but it's not a resource group. It's a management group. Right, guys? Any questions on the management group? Any question on the management group, guys? All right. Now, roles we have seen. What are the roles? Now, coming to custom roles. What is custom role? So basically, I can see that roles. I can show you right away. I was waiting for. I can let's go on subscription. This is Samid users giving access to Kiran. I'll go on IAM access. Click on the specific resource. Go on IAM access. Click on add roles. I'll give a Kiran as a reader, and here I just choose a role first, what role I want to give it, then the UPN, which member I want to give access, whether it's user or group or service principal or manager identity. We'll see that what is manager identity. Then I'll click on select member. I'll say that Kiran. It will find out Kiran. Select it. Next. Now assign. So I have given a Kiran a reader access on my subscription. So far, when Kiran click here in the subscription, he don't see anything. After a few minutes, let the propagate access. Okay, already done. But let me so if I want to see that what level of access Kiran has, so I'll just put it Kiran name here. I'll go to my subscription, the specific subscription. I'll go to IAM access here and put a Kiran name here, Kiran, and see that what access Kiran have. So Kiran have a reader access. He view all the things, but does not allow to do any changes at all. Where he have access on this resource. This resource is nothing but a subscription. Right? Let me refresh this page. As of now, he cannot see. Now I'm supposed to see the resources. Can you see that? Now Kiran can see the resources. Also, not only he can see the resources, whatever inherited in the this subscriptions, he can see. Now he can see 4 virtual machines. Good. Can he shut down this virtual machine? Let him stop. No, he cannot do that because he's a reader access. I just want to see that. Kiran want to see that. What is my access? Why I'm not able to perform the action? So Kiran will go to any resource which he's trying to stop or start. He'll go to IAM access. Either he can click on role assignment and find out his name, right? Or if there's 100 of users, so I'll just go on my resource, click on IAM access, and view my access. Click on view my access. So you can see that he's a reader access. On scope is subscription. So this virtual machine is inherited access from the subscription. Make sense, guys? RBAC is clear. Role based access control or IAM access. You can simply say that. Can I add someone else? No, he have just a reader role. Okay, now coming to the custom role. Guys, I'm just taking 5 minutes extra because my manager had interrupted me. Right? I wanted to give a Kiran again remove the access. How do I remove the access? I'll go to user, find out the Kiran and remove the access. I want to give a Kiran access only reader, but I want to give one more access to him, which is that he could shut down the virtual machine, not to create, not to restart, only shut down access. I'll go and go for the custom role. I'll can claim I can create a role from cloning some specific roles. Let's say that I'll clone the contributor role, or I can from the scratch, or I can start the writing in JSON format. I'll just say that Kiran read plus shutdown. This is what access I want to give it. Now I'm cloning the role. I can see that all roles has been copied. I just remove write access. I don't want to give a write access. I don't want to give delete access. Right? I wanted to give elevated access. No. This is all. This is not useful. Let me add manually. Add permission. I'll look for the read. Let's do one thing. I'll clone the reader one because the most superior is the reader one. So he have a reader access, all the read access. You can see the start, all the resources. He can see the reader access. Also, I want to give a shutdown access. So I'll do compute power. Compute. Look for the compute. Compute. Microsoft Compute. In the compute, I want to give a shutdown access. Need to look for the shutdown. Or stop. Just look for a compute other compute other reset. So plenty of action will be there. I just need to look for right action. Compute, register subscription, computer automation, don't want this. Computer already reset, don't want this. No. Operations. Read the list of components. Okay, this is all he has. Power off. Where is power off? Search for power off. Power off. Cloud storage. We will start instance. Alright, so hope you got it that what is a custom access. I'll just add this one. Apart from the reader role, he have two more roles. I'll just create on the subscriptions. This is a JSON file which we have done, the roles and everything is successfully created. Now let me give a role to Kiran, which is I have created. So I'll just create a Kiran. Alright, I cannot see that right now because it takes time to process it. So this is how we can provide a custom role. So this is how we can provide a custom role, and this user will Kiran will have access, reader access on the resources plus restart and shutdown access, power of access. Alright guys, make sense? On our back, tag and reader monitor role. See, every resource has a different roles. Where you can find out simple. I just don't want to give a specific role access, Kiran. If you just see that our back, Azure our back, there's a complete list of the R backs. That one. Identify scopes. Azure built-in rules. So if you want to look for what we have said, that what we say, tag contributor. If you just look for the tag, this is a tag contributor. You have to click on it and you find out what role of access he will have it. So you can understand from here and you read the description that tag contributor will have what roles will be having, right? And you can find out his JSON file itself. So this is what you can find out here. Okay. Any questions, guys? Any doubt? Any questions you have? Yeah. Kiran, is it your question is clear? Yeah. Tehseen, are you good with that? Okay. Ravindra, Mahesh. So then we'll tomorrow, if you don't have a question, so what we'll do that tomorrow, we'll go to next part, which is understanding Azure Active Directory. And the Azure Active Directory is quite vast one. It will take a 2 lectures at least. That will cover up the basic Active Directory, how to create an tenant, what are the licenses, how to create a users, all those things you can see that. Then we'll go for the security and the manager entity. Management group is not a big topic. It is just a small. It came in a way, so I just covered that one. Management group. Management group is nothing but uh, a resource group for the subscription. Simply, I can in short, it is just like a resource group for the subscription where you can apply the policies, RBACs, and logs, all the stuff. Right? This is a kind of management group. You can have inherited management group. Let's say that I will have this management group. I want to make sure that this virtual machine in this virtual machine should be in India. So I'll be applying a rule here that all the virtual machine, whenever they go going to any person is going to create, they should be in India and that should be in US. Any subscription come in future in down that will have to follow the this management group policy, right? That is nothing but no, that is completely architecture topic. I feel that is required to understand that Azure Cloud Adoption Framework. If you want to understand that, what we have to do as adoption in the cloud. See, right now our focus is administrator. Someone already have set up all the stuff. We are trying to understand that how it should be work and how we are going to manage it. Until unless you don't manage it, we don't understand how to manage it, we'll not able to go for adoption framework. So there is called a cloud adoption framework in Azure. It will give you complete step by steps, which includes getting started, strategy, motivations, client motivation, planning, how you want to move it. There's a lot of landing zone is also there, which is the important one. Will explain you that how should be architecture looks like, where should be what should be subscriptions. So this is pretty, if you literally want to go for that, that is a pretty complicated one. You can see that. So this is Active Directory. I'll be have on-premises Active Directory. I can have multiple subscriptions. This is connectivity subscription, management subscription, landing zones, sandbox subscriptions, right? Then the identity subscription. If I have Windows Active Directory, keywords, everything I want to create it, I will keep it here. So we are just right now scratching the base. On the top of that, you have to go for the architecture system, architecture topics. Azure itself is quite vast. You won't able to learn it within 6 months. Believe me, within 6 months you won't able to learn it until unless you do start doing the practice. Right, guys? Yep. Right, guys. So